So, Max, we've come to a segment on the show called Do Your Best with Our Worst.
I'm ready.
And we've gone into the Worst Gig Ever vaults.
Oh, wow.
And we've pulled out the giant book of dirty jokes, compiled by Mr. J.
Mr. J, in quotes.
You're a stand-up comedian, among other things. You might have a specific take, maybe a modern updating on some of these.
Punch up these
old
dusty classics.
dusty jokes.
You know, I was like, my first foray into humor was I got my parents to buy me this like 1001 like jokes, yucks, and pun-em-ups. It was like some ridiculous book and a kid's.
Pun-em-ups?
I might not have said
Were there
pun-em-ups.
boners?
No, it
Yeah,
definitely was
yeah,
pun-em-ups
yeah.
and boners.
Spoofs, boners, and pun-em-ups.
This is actually just one joke. We're going to read the whole thing.
And it requires you to know so much about different. I think a lot of those jokes kind of depend on being like Scotsmen are like
Right,
that, or
exactly.
Welshmen. And I like didn't even know what
You're
a Welsh
right, we
person
have all
was.
agreed on
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
idea,
Germans
baby.
do that in a bar.
Well, let's start with this one.
All right.
As I have the page marked here, I'm going to read this one aloud. John had 2 pet monkeys whom he loved very much, but both died within 2 days of each other. He decided to take their bodies to the taxidermist so that they would be with him forever. The taxidermist gave him an estimate for the job and asked if he wanted them mounted. No, came the reply. Just have them shaking hands.
That is like an ideal joke, in that it's like the whole turn is just like a misunderstanding between some sort of professional, someone who's good at their job, and a regular person. There's a bit of sex in it. I do like that the joke isn't just like, you know, a guy had to go to the dry cleaners. Like,
Right.
it's like he had 2 monkeys and wanted them stuffed. Like, you've already had to absorb such
There's a
world.
lot of plot that's
You're like,
been
yeah,
worked.
I guess if I had 2 monkeys and they died at the same time,
Right.
Like, did they kill each other? Was it like a murder-suey
Big
thing?
pill to swallow, but
also
John,
that they would,
sure.
he wanted them to be with him forever, which is the nice kind of.
Oh yeah,
gives you
no,
some
it was
background
heartwarming,
into
but
it,
still,
yeah.
it's like, why'd your 2 monkeys die at the same time? Like,
Right.
they were autoerotic asphyxiating each other.
He
and
might
so
be
they-
a questionable pet owner.
Yeah. But it's like, we all laughed.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a great.
maybe there isn't a whole lot you need to do with this one.
That's also like that sort of perfect joke where, and you're telling it in mixed company, like when he says, you know, would you like them mounted? Even if you can't see where the joke is going, you're like, I'm about to get a little bit of payoff. This is gonna go somewhere. Yeah. This is gonna
one-
kill 90 seconds at a dinner party
Yeah.
with friends of my parents. you know?
Definitely. People want to talk about taxidermy.
Yeah.
Something
I miss
you
those
might-
monkeys.
You might consider working into your set at some point.
Yeah.
Never forget.
My audience knows that I love my monkeys, but I don't take good care of them. So they are basically waiting for a joke about how they both died at the same time. Yeah. They died eating each other's faces because they were so starved they went cannibal. Anyway.
Chilled monkey brains. Indiana Jones and the Temple of the
Snake soup.
Doom.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Temple of the Doom.
Temple
That
of
was
the Doom.
The Turkish remake. Jeff, why don't you read this one?
We got another good one right here. The aged patient tottered into the doctor's office with a serious complaint. Doc, you gotta do something to lower my sex drive. Come on now, Mr. Peters, the Doster said.
Doster, that is a...
Doster is a typo. Your sex drive's all in your head. That's what I mean. You gotta lower it a little.
That's a terrible, terrible joke.
Right?
I mean, that one, like, you get, you know,
Yeah.
it's like he thinks about it, but his dick don't work.
Right.
He's like, I wish it worked.
Let's just cut to
there.
the chase.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about.
Doctor, my dick don't work.
Yeah.
Good night. That's the joke.
Right.
Why does it have to have the word toddled in the first sentence? No one is being like, ooh, toddled. I'm in a funny mood. Also, I appreciate that you said aged. He wasn't an aged
Yeah.
patient.
Yes, exactly.
Classic joke
Yeah,
demands
yeah.
a classic
Gotta
rating.
have classic
Like
pronunciation.
you're reading from the once and future king, the aged. Also, like, it's another thing, like the whole monkey love thing, that it really presupposes that doctors would be like, your sex drive's all in your head. Like, that's not even
Right.
like a thing that I feel like anyone, that has not aged well.
Yes. And with that, this one is the most brutal joke I think I've ever heard. So I'm very curious as to your reaction.
Prep yourself.
The elderly couple celebrating their golden anniversary had a night out on the town. After they prepared for bed, the husband reached across the felt for his wife's hand. Not tonight, dear, she said, withdrawing her hand. I'm too tired.
Oh, it's
That's
pretty,
it.
That's pretty dark and sad.
Right? There's no joke.
That's it. I'm too tired.
I'm too tired. That's
yeah,
not a
like
dirty joke. That's like tragic
Well, it
irony.
is. It
It's
is.
like, you
It's-
know, for sale baby shoes never worn or whatever. Where
Right.
You're just like, oh,
Scenes
this is
from
so-
a failed marriage.
Yeah.
You know.
Something Shakespearean about this
Scenes
here.
from
that
a
is-
lost
Let's try to
love.
think through this. Is
Yeah.
there a way that that is a funny verbal joke we're missing? Like,
I
I don't know.
I don't
can't
think
of-
so.
Yeah, felt is definitely not the.
I don't think
Tired.
I'm too tired.
Not tonight. Like, is the joke just that, like, of all the nights she should be doing it tonight, but she still won't?
Right.
Is
Is
it
it
like
relying on a catchphrase that
I
we don't know about
Is it
from
misogynistic
1924?
in the sense of, like, oh, this woman won't even do it on her
Right.
well, the one night she should.
I own her because I'm married,
Right.
and she
And
should
what
have
is
sex
funny-
with me.
But what is funny about that?
Sex on your 50th anniversary is the dividend of the investment you made when you
Right.
bought this
Look,
woman
we may
from her
have to get
father.
in touch with Mr. J
Mr. J.
and see if we can get the final word on this because
Got
this
some answers
is,
he's got to give out.
This is a down.
Well, he got his degree and became Dr. J.
Well, you know what?
See you later, Mr. J.
As always, thank you guys for watching. You want more worse gigs? Click on us. Subscribe.
Or if you want some audio versions, go check out our podcast and subscribe. Thank you.